So guys, in today's video I want to talk basically about what we can learn from Call of Duty Black Ops 4 for the next future installments of the Call of Duty series. But before we go into that, I just need to speak a bit about my channel, where I've been. I know a lot of you guys follow me on Twitter, but not all of you do, so I just want to give you a little explanation as to why there's been a lack of content on the channel. A couple of weeks ago, unfortunately, my youngest dog, I don't have any children at present, so these are like my kids. She became blind quite suddenly as well. So I've been making quite a few adjustments to my life for her life also, just to accommodate the fact that she has gone blind. To be fair, should have you thinking that she isn't blind now. Dogs are just such phenomenal animals, and I can't actually believe how quickly she has adapted. It's very convincing sometimes. What she does make you believe that she can see, but she clearly can't when you actually test her eyesight. Also, I have been in a transition. As I've mentioned previously, I have gone over to a new career as a train driver, so I have been away from home. I'm spending most of my week away from home in a different city as I progress through my training course for being a train driver, which has been, obviously, as you can imagine, very demanding. I'm currently doing my rules and regulations course, which has just been absolutely killing my head. So I have taken my PC up to my hotel, but by the time I come back from class, I'm either revising or my head's just been absolutely mashed to shreds, and I've just really not had the stamina the stamina as such to push out a video as well. So I do apologise, but now I'm settling into the course quite well, and my dog has made this adjustment. I will start punching out more videos. So as you can see in the background, I am currently playing hardcore in Black Ops 4. And this is because I have just lost the will to play the core variant of the game. And this is exactly what inspired this particular video, because there are many things that can be learnt from the community's point of view and the developers' point of view in terms of this particular game. Now, I understand what Treyarch was trying to achieve, and from previous mentions I recall stating that they were going out there with this particular Call of Duty, and it was Activision who actually reined them back in. And for me, I'm actually glad Activision did that, and as a consequence we got the product we got here. Apparently this game was made in around 15 months time. Whether that's true, I can't actually tell you, but the one thing we can see, especially from people who are very experienced at playing Call of Duty, this has to be true to a degree, because it just doesn't feel like a polished product. There was a lot of things that haven't been done in the game still to this day. Back to the leaderboards issue again, I never thought that we would experience this after the backlash that we had from Infinite Warfare, but it seems like these people are just not learning. So it is an occasion where for the first time Call of Duty was kind of knocked off its perch a few times by other games, Overwatch and the likes of Fortnite. So I do genuinely believe that they have had to wake up in their mindset and think, we actually need to make some improvements. It was far too late to do it with this particular game. Obviously they had already been pushing development, and they done what they had to do to push this game out and ensure that it was delivered. I personally feel like they delivered the game too early. Pushing it out in October was a panic, because clearly Activision was worried about the competition out there for Call of Duty, which is a first. Normally this game is just pushed out and it's dominant, and it's not that game anymore, which is only good for us, the Call of Duty community, because now we should start seeing products that are worthy of the investment that we put into them in terms of time and finances. So what can all of us learn? And that is the community wide, from the developers to the publishers to the actual players. Well, the first thing I think we can certainly learn from Black Ops 4, and it's the very reason why you see me playing hardcore now, is 150 health does not work in Call of Duty. It makes the gunfights too random, especially with Treyarch's hit detection. It makes the gunfights far too random. It takes away that whole run and gun fast twitch shooter. I am a rusher. You guys who have been watching me for a couple of years know that you might as well sellotape down my left stick, my left analog stick, and just keep it on run, because that's all I ever do. I love getting one kill and I'm hungry for the next and the next and the next, because I want my score streaks ASAP and I just want to get the game done early. It's just something that has been so addictive in this game. It's almost like, if I was to put it in basic terms, doing kick-ups by somebody who loves football, and you start off and you try and beat your high score every time. That's what Call of Duty does when you go on a score streak or kill streak. You just want to get more and more and get another nuclear, another. It never gets boring for me, never. But in Black Ops 4 Core, you will struggle on any given day to get even a triple kill medal. It is very hard to get certain accomplishments, and obviously this has been a game where you earn certain camos and so forth and unlocks by completing certain missions, getting ultra kills and mega kills and all those sort of stuff. You cannot do it on this game in Core. I don't care what nobody wants to say to me. Other things that we learned: Black Ops 3 had hybrid dedicated servers. They worked very well. Infinite Warfare was the same, but for some reason with Black Ops 4 we went back to peer-to-peer, and it has been detrimental to the experience of the individual playing Black Ops 4. I already done a video about the lag in this game, and it's one of my most viewed Black Ops 4 videos, because it's just unacceptable in this day and age to be still going through that sort of stuff. Now, I get the impression that they almost prioritize Blackout over this game totally, and I think that's been to Activision's failure. Blackout was a decent game, but it wasn't the best. In my personal opinion, it was quite forgettable, and I feel like they should leave Battle Royale to the Battle Royale people out there and just let Call of Duty be what it is, instead of trying to get your finger in every pie so you can basically earn as much as you want. I understand Activision are a business and this is what they do, but you need a dedicated team for your Blackout mode, and you need a dedicated team for your Call of Duty's bread and butter mode. You can't split the two, because clearly that's what you did with Black Ops 4, and it shows. It is very, very, very obvious. Moving forward, another thing that we definitely can learn from Black Ops 4 is it's time to lay the specialists to rest. They're just not. We don't need specialist characters in the game. We do not need them. The specialist from Modern Warfare 3 was ideal because there was an incentive to use it, and you had to earn each perk as you went along by amassing a certain amount of kills. That took skill, but then specialists went down the road of giving a new player the opportunity to use something extremely overpowered to gain an advantage in the game and actually get a kill and feel like they're involved, which I still can't understand why this seems to be synonymous across everything at the moment. However, it is definitely something that was just overkilled in Black Ops 4. Specialist equipment and specialist weapons activated at the same time. It was just a clusterfuck of a game, and that's why I could only play it for a certain period of time before I turned it off. Now hardcore, I will say you do see this less because people are scared to get kicked out the game, so you don't really see the power weapon. So if you're still going to stick with Black Ops 4 until the release of the next Call of Duty title, I definitely recommend that you play hardcore. It'll be much kinder on your blood pressure. if you ask me. And the final thing that I need to mention in terms of what we can learn from Black Ops 4 is probably the most substantial one and the one that stands out the most. Now, I didn't think for a second that we would come to this point with Call of Duty again after Infinite Warfare. It was very clear from the community how they felt about that game. Whether it be unfairly, whether people jumped on the bandwagon, that is debatable. But the one thing that we didn't deserve as consumers of this game was the lack of content available on the day of release. But we got that again with Black Ops 4. It was very evident and very clear that quick remakes of old classic maps would win us over for a moment, but those who were alert enough knew it was a smoke screen to cover up the fact that there was a substantial amount of things missing from this game, not to mention the leaderboard issue once again. Now, whether this is because Activision doesn't want us to see how many people are playing the game, it shouldn't matter. Leaderboards are there for a competitive statistical study. You can see where you are as opposed to your mate or your favorite YouTuber or blah blah blah. And that's always been a core value of Call of Duty. There are people that actively go out there to try and rank in the top 10 in the world, and when you can't see that, what are you supposed to do? And then the lack of content and the fact that they focused on what was a horrendous black market for me. Absolutely awful black market. It needs to go, everything in Call of Duty needs to go back to basics, because we didn't ask for much. Even though people love to point the finger at Call of Duty players and say you guys are never happy, there is a very valid reason why a lot of Call of Duty players seem unhappy. It's because we've always requested something very simple, something very basic: good score streaks, boots on the ground, and the likes of a modern era shooter. This has been requested for the longest time from my memory. It's been done in several videos on my channel, and we've always got one or the other, never the complete package. So that's what we're hoping that Modern Warfare 4 is going to be, and hopefully certain adjustments are going to be made from the errors that they can learn from in Black Ops 4. Once again, I understand this game was made in a rush, 15 months or so, but it was clear that they focused on the wrong portion of Call of Duty, which didn't make Call of Duty what it is, the blackout mode. So guys, let me know down in the comment section, what do you think we can take from Black Ops 4 and implement in the next games? What do you think we can take and learn from Black Ops 4 and not have in the new Call of Duty games in the future? Let me know down in the comment section. There are many buttons you can hit, but the like and subscribe button, hope they tickle your fancy. And as always guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.